Hello everyone, gshock here, and today I'd like to talk about this GW-9100, the Gulfman G-Shock Master of G-Watch. Before I get to that, I'm currently wearing the GW-9100, the triple sensor version, which currently running low on battery. But however, I like to see these hands, how they are perfectly aligned on top. It's just so nice to see, right? So here is the Gulfman, a one-step upgrade to the basics G9100 model, which I already reviewed on the channel before. That model has a tight graph and moon phase. This model has solar and Wave-ceptor, but didn't have the tight graph and the moon phase. So technically, this specific watch has similar functions or more comparable to the King GW-56 or the Square 5610, or basically any low-end or entry-level solar Wave-ceptor G-Shock watch, because the functions are still the same. So what makes this watch special is that the construction. That is all. This Gulfman has the trademark feature where the watch will come in titanium metal part, and same goes with this guy. And you'll see this two screw that is locking the watch band came in titanium material. Both of them goes with the same type of material and construction, and you'll have this resin bezel supported even more with this titanium metal bezel. I like the fact that it has some texture on top. There you go, you can actually feel all those, so nice. And you could also see it came this buckle with Casio Japan sign at the bottom, and this buckle also made out of titanium, right? Although the one that you are looking at right now is in a used condition, so bear with me, a lot of use mark, and the biggest one will be the one on this watch band. I tip it up and actually looks like that. That's already snapped, but that's okay. It proves to us that the watch still running well even after years of abuse. This one was released firstly in the year 2007, and if you look at the batch number on the back, you could actually tell when this specific watch was produced or sold to the market by looking at this batch number down there. So you'll see it has 202A 336H A B C D E F G H, the number 8. In this case, 336 day of age, definitely not 2018, so I would say 2008. So a 10 years old beater G-Shock watch, and it ended up looking like this. The battery is still working fine. The watch itself, the module, is still working fine. So that's the thing about G-Shock. It could last you a really long time, and it's still working. You could still use all of the buttons. The features still working fine. You could use the Wave-ceptor. It is still rechargeable. Only the fact that the watch band and bezel most likely gonna get teared down because it is resin. But this part's not as expensive to be replaced, but still will cost you some amount of money. But that's okay. After years of abuse, you could still sell it back and gain some portion of your money back, and that is one of the reasons why people love G-Shock watch so much. You get so much value out of the price that you pay to come out of this. However, not if you buy this in the early year when it was released, because the retail price for this starts at 28,000 Japanese yen, which in my opinion too expensive. If you find this today at retails, which is unlikely, but if you do find this at retail, I wouldn't recommend you guys to buy this at all because it is too high. You could get much more values out of your money. You could even literally get this triple sensor version at the same amount of price. And just in case you still want this, I would recommend you only to buy this if you found this somewhere around 100 bucks. Yeah, that's the value of it. Depending on the condition, there are certain models that came in several different colorway. Those are the limited edition versions, so that will cost a little bit higher. So those are okay. For basic models, for basic colorway like this, don't pay those retail price anymore, guys. Just don't. It's not worth it. Anyway, looking on the side, we all came in these buttons with square texture on top, similar to the tight graph model. Both sides goes the same, and you could see this plus sign feature even on the back plate. There it is, 1, 2. Let's zoom in there and have a closer look. So you'll see Casio 3089 module, GW-9100, titanium back, made in Thailand, H, and water resistant 20 bar, rust resistant, and also Gulfman logo. And you'll see a logo of a tortoise holding a brush and an antenna popping out of its shell on the back, because it is the Wave-ceptor model. But this guy only have a Wave-ceptor receive to multiband 5, only 5 signal. So that's why Casio stopped producing this quite early. Actually, they produced this in 2007, and soon after they quickly discontinued this model and released an upgraded version called the GW-9010, which came in a multiband 6. Still the same profile, yet have the tight graph and moon phase built in it, so it is a perfect combination actually. Back to this G-Shock watch. As you can see, strap is just basic with tough solar writing over there and rust resist over here because it is titanium, so it is rust resistant. But yeah, it is not as tough as stainless steel, but still great to be used just in case you consistently expose yourself to an environment where you need to have a rust resistant timepiece or tool on your hand. So this will be a nice addition to that. Or if you're sweating a lot, this will be nice things to have as well, because I mean, sweat will rust your stainless steel, right? Moving on to the feature that this watch have. As you can see, 3 digital display, one being in the eye over here for the Wave-ceptor. Depending on where you live, your watch will look differently, so that's pretty nice, similar as the Modman 5i model. They display over here, power saving and battery indicator over there, and digital time display over there, and a lot of space for widgets. And apparently hold on, the module of mine seems like it is off a little bit. Yeah, I already disassembled the watch to make some adjustment to clean it up, and apparently it's loosened up. I'm gonna need to adjust it back right now. Here we are, just done adjusting the module in there, and while at it, I just swapped the strap into this what I call this, a cordura nylon strap that I have with me, and an adapter that was taken out from a vintage G-Shock watch that I reviewed before. I just used that to scavenge for parts and use it in here. So if you want to know how I could get to this point, check the watch disassembly video. For now, let's get into the module and have a look what this watch has to offer. So straight away at home time, you'll have this 5i digital time and time display, obviously, as I already mentioned before. Next function, you'll have your world time to 48 cities. Next, you'll have a stopwatch all the way to 1000 hours, so that's really incredible, with split time of course. And next you'll have a countdown timer, but only has a range to 60 minutes. Next is alarm mode. You'll have 5 alarm including snooze and signal, so pretty much basics. Next, you will go back to home timekeeping, and if you want to manually receive this signal, you could do so by pressing this lower right button from home time. This watch also have the full auto light function, obviously, which will glows in green colorway, so there it is. If you want to be using that auto light, you could do so as well by pressing and hold the light button, and indicator will appear down there. Just tilt your watch and you're good to go to use this at night time. So those are all the basics function that this watch have, and if you could recall, it is indeed really basic and similar to most G-Shock watch entry-level model on the market. What makes this one special, again, is because of the material. But since the strap's already been removed, we're only left with this nylon strap. So I'm wearing it at holes number 4 from the top. There it is. And this is how it looks like. To me, I think it looks incredibly good because this strap has those texture and it matches very well with the one on the bezel. Yeah, it looks good, right? And it is a lot of metal, and this part is also metal, but the downside is that this is stainless steel and this is titanium, so it didn't match really well, but who's gonna notice, right? I'm gonna be using this as a beater watch anyway, as soon as I send away my quad sensor Golfmaster, if I haven't able to fix it, which I'll do after I'm done with this video. So I'm really need to finish this up real quick, then there we go. Alright, so I believe that sums it all that I have to talk about. Thank you very much for watching, guys. This is GShock, and